While we're out, I may as well run on about the Lewis and Max situation. I think my main thing is that people just seem to forget the speed the incident happened at. You know, they turn into the corner, keeping the foot down, both of them going for the move. The way people talk about it, it'd be like the drivers had about half an hour of thinking about that move beforehand to do it, you know. Well, they should have done this and they should have done that. Yeah, but in the spur of the moment, you know, both of them fighting hard for that position. Lewis at the back of his mind maybe having it put in that he needed to get ahead early because, you know, the Mercedes was at its fastest on the straights, and if it got to a twisty bit he might not actually manage to catch back up again. You know, I know racing drivers' reactions and whatever else are quicker than ours, and their brains for the most part, though not always, work faster, but yeah, it's a split-second decision. It's not something they have half an hour to mull over. You know, so plenty of racing drivers I've heard talk about it basically said if they were Max they'd have done exactly the same thing, and if they were Lewis they'd have done exactly the same thing. So how do you judge? Yeah, Lewis, being the attacking driver, slightly offline, probably should have backed out. A lot of people can see why he didn't. You know, the result of the incident isn't. It was. I hesitate to say it's a nothing touch because obviously the result of it is huge. But the result of it was as a result of the speed, the start of the corner, the slight contact they had. If it had been slightly further back on the or whatever, and we hadn't got the sort of pendulum effect that we seem to have with the modern F1 cars, you know, there's lots of contributing factors to why the accident was so damn huge. It's like anyone who thinks Lewis went into that corner with that in mind is a muppet. But seriously. So come. But the interesting one will be to see how it plays out across the rest of the season. Because obviously those two are going to be sharing front rows a lot for the rest of the year. You know, it's not like seeing them going into a corner side by side is a rarity this year. And I think the point has, for the most part, been that Max has tended to be the more aggressive driver. So, again, you can understand why Lewis perhaps felt that in a split second his mind may have gone, no, I'm not backing out this time. So do I really think there's a conclusion to all this that can be drawn? As I said, the rest of the season is going to be spicy as anything, but the thing is, what I want to see is two top line racing drivers at the top of their game fighting aggressively, because you know you have to want to win, but fairly on track as well. And after this incident, I think it's a case of, if it had just been like a light tap or something, and someone had Max had gone a bit wide on the corner as a result, and Lewis had gone through or what have you, you wouldn't think anything of it. But fighting for position now, bearing in mind what we were just saying about how, you know, when you're fighting wheel to wheel and you're on the track or whatever else, and you're having to position yourself in a split second to what the other driver's doing and stuff, and it can clearly go wrong. Whenever those two are fighting wheel for wheel in the future, how much of a difference is it going to make to the way they race each other? You know, are we effectively going to go, well, I didn't back down then, I'm not going to back down now? I can see it leading to more incidents. I'll be happy to be proven wrong. Sorry, the dog is doing dog things. There'll be a spaniel. All we can do really is just sort of see how the season progresses and how it turns out. It has the potential to be one of the best seasons ever. If people just get on with it and accept, okay, this happened, let's try and deal with it in the best way possible. Let's learn from this and just go racing again. We could still have a great season, but my worry is it will spill over into the future races, which is obviously not what we're after. Anyway, this wasn't originally planned on being any particular discussion. It was just me testing the microphone. So, as you can probably tell, it's not like I've scripted this or gone through notes to remind myself of the incident and what happened and the pattern and flow of events that led up to it, etc, etc. It was just a feisty first lap that got out of hand. And let's see, we'll see how big or bad the fallout from it was. Importantly, Max is okay. It does set the season up. It's been years since I've bought a season review, because I always used to do it where you had at the end of the year or whatever else, for Christmas time, a review DVD came out, and I went for a few years where I actually bought them because some of the seasons were quite good. From 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. Should mention the 2016 one was pretty good. 2012 would definitely be worth a watch. But I haven't bought one for years. I think I've got the 2003 one at home. And I'm thinking this year could be worth buying. Although of course other people will tell you that's kind of what Drive to Survive does now, so maybe that's why you don't see them so much anymore. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble. As I said, this wasn't a planned thing, it just is. So by all means pull my thoughts apart or whatever else, because as I said, they're not particularly planned. So anyway, enjoy your week, take care, and bye bye for now. Bye.